Hi guys, Thomas Moran here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my lucky 15 bet for the Cheltenham Festival. If you like these videos guys, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So I've been studying hard. I've already had my two that I really like, my nap and my best bet in two other videos that should be somewhere in the cards, and then I've added two more in this lucky 15 to see how we can get on at Cheltenham. It pays 1366 to 1, as you can see here with Bet365. Obviously that would be incredible but highly unlikely, but still, if you want to play each way, there's still a little bit of profit if they all place, which would be amazing. So my first bet of the lucky 15 is going in the Martin Pipe handicap hurdle on the Friday, and it is Taponthego for the Henry de Bromhead stable. It just looks to me like a horse that I watched it it was yesterday it ran, and I watched it. I was watching it for the winner, William Money, and I was watching the race, and I've never seen a horse try as little as possible to get anywhere near the winner, right at the back all the way, and then just gave it the slightest a bit of help to get it into third. Absolutely nowhere near the winner, and actually 2 miles definitely is not its trip. It definitely needs 20 furlongs, and you could tell that. So what's happened is, I think they're setting this up. The Bromhead's clearly realised he's got a good one here, and he's won a really good race here, beat McClory by 9 lengths, and then since then didn't want to do too much, didn't want to get the handicap mark too high, so it's sort of done really well without actually properly running. And the last two races for me are an absolute I mean, if you can watch the race, I can't show the race because sometimes it will get rid of my videos. I've had a couple of videos before where I've put the whole race through and then it's banned my video for copyright issues. But please do watch this. It was yesterday. What time was the race? It was 2:55. Just watch it. I mean, William Money, I actually did fancy it to win, but 4 to 6, you can't get too excited. But yeah, tap on the go. I feel the Bromhead. The only trouble is he's not in great form, but he's actually picked up a little bit over the last 14 days, a little bit better, 20% strike rate, which is good. And I think hopefully going into the festival, this is one of the ones I feel at 16 to 1, I think is an absolute lovely bet to start off our lucky 15. Next up in the lucky 15, we've got nurburging for Joseph O'Brien, and that is going in the Jack Richards Novices Limited Handicap Chase. This is a horse that's strange. Hurdle form, absolutely unbelievable. Even in heavy ground, was beaten 13 lengths Marsborough last year, but then went and won really nicely off 139. I thought it was a really good 139 hurdler, but since going chasing, sort of jumped fine, but yet hasn't really done much. But again, it seems like to me like Joseph O'Brien is coming here thinking, you know, let's just win this race, and if we have to look okay doing it, you know, on the run up, get a handicap mark and then just win the race. It feels like that kind of race to me. And at 8 to 1, hopefully the ground's going to be good or good to soft. I think anything a bit heavier than that is not ideal, but I think at 8 to 1, I was looking at it at sort of 10s, 12s previously, and I've stopped myself from backing it, but 8 to 1, I still think is second favourite at the minute. I still think that's a really nice bet to add into the lucky 15, and at a price whereby, you know, if it wins, amazing. If it still gets placed, it's still going to help the each way ACCA and the each way doubles and trebles. So I'm very happy to add that one into the lucky 15. If you guys have watched any of my other two naps and next best videos, you'll see my next tip here. You can skip over this. You can ignore this bit because this, it has to be going. I looked throughout the card for all the other cards, and there's some shorties there. You can't put in, you know, 4 to 6. You can't put in even money. But I had two other runners at much bigger prices. But to be honest, I wanted to put these in again to give us a bit more. If the other two win, going on to East India Dock, now I've got an even bigger profile because I've got a certain amount on at the minute. You know, at prices a little bit higher than it is now, but if we can get those two, you know, getting close or winning, going on to East India Dock, then it just, for me, I'd rather put more money on the horses I really like. And I'll give a brief overview of my thoughts here. Done absolutely nothing wrong. It's been raced at Cheltenham twice and beat Stencil, who's a favourite for a handicap, coming up by 10 lengths easily. Jumped amazingly. There'll be people that will prod and poke the form, but the trouble is, when a horse does it so well, you can't really argue with what it's going to do. You just have to accept that it jumps amazingly. I love front runners, always have throughout the whole career I've been doing it. I always find with the speed ratings, if you can do it from the front and you can keep pushing, you still don't quite know how fast these horses are, because if you do it from the back and you time everything perfectly, get the perfect sectionals, it's a different game, because then you can sprint at the end, lovely, looks amazing. If he wins by 10 coming from the back, hide, then it's not much of a pace of a race, then you fly. But if you go from the front at a decent clip and you're still improving, for me, and absolutely, on the ratings, I think it was about 7 clear of my ratings. We don't know what Lalamba's going to do. It's not going to run this weekend, so we're not sure what we're up against exactly. But in my opinion, for it to only had a couple of runs going into this, I think Lulamba is something I can bypass. And Hello Neighbour, I mentioned it briefly at 6-1 on my last video. Guys, if you want to check it out, it will be in the cards. But it's run well, but again, it's been scrappy. And for me, East India Doc's done it with, again, I'd love you guys to watch the last 2 races. The race before beat Static by 18 lengths, and the field was absolutely strung out like washing. It was just incredible. So for me, you can still get 5-2 in places. I did check, it says 2-1 here, but you can get best price on the exchange. It's 11-4. But you can get non-runner no bet, and that's what I need to stress to you guys. All of these need to be non-runner no bet, which pretty much most of the bookmakers are now. Most of the top bookmakers are non-runner no bet. And if they pull out or something happens, before the race, the ground's not right, you are going to keep getting your multiples in your lucky 15 will still roll over as a non-runner rather than Anetpost, where you would lose that bet. So East India Doc for me in the Triumph Hurdle on the Friday. It's another Friday runner. And lastly, guys, there'll be no surprise. Again, I struggled to pick another horse. There was a couple of 40-1s. There was an 80-1 in the Gold Cup I was thinking about. And the thing with these prices that I wasn't looking at in the other races, I still feel there will be, I can put those bets to you later on, like there is a horse in the Gold Cup, like I say, 80-1. But to be honest, it won't matter. Its form is rubbish. So like its last 2 runs are rubbish. No one's going to be quickly getting on to back that in the next couple of weeks before the festival. I can't see it. I think on the day it's probably going to be 66, 80-1 then, and I can reassess it, keep going through my speed ratings up till that point. Whereas now I've found 4 that I really like at the prices, so I might as well tell you those now, and then come next week, 2 weeks, I'll still give you those tips at 80-1. But do I want to put them in a lucky 15? Probably not. I'd probably rather have singles, because they could potentially blow out, and then you're getting laughed at really at 80-1. Looks good, looks clever idea, but it runs no kind of race. So I will still tell you guys though, so do subscribe to the channel, because I've got lots more coming up. But yeah, most of you will know exactly who I'm going to say, and it is Ballyburn for the Willie Mullins Yard. And I've heard I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, listening to our stuff, and many people are saying that for the Brown Advisory that the jumping is the problem, that's the worry. But if I'm honest, I've seen this too many times where the jumping's been okay, it's been a bit slow. Come Cheltenham, absolutely gone out of the box, jumped amazingly, and you've won by 6 lengths, and you thought, there you go. And I feel Ballyburn is this, and I really do. You can get 7-4 is your best price at the minute. Non-runner no bet again, guys. It's my bet for many reasons. Again, on my ratings, it's a really fast horse. I think the step up in trip is going to be top quality. Paul Townend loves the horse. I just think even if it doesn't jump unbelievably, I don't think we're going to have too many problems. But if it does sharpen up and does the Cheltenham, I think the fences is going to like the fences. I think if it jumps well, I think the engine can pull it through problems anyway. But if it actually jumps well, I can't see anything in this race that will give it problems. I really don't. So I just did I looked on the, I know this, you know, it's a bit silly looking at all these, but these are the prices, guys: 16 to 1, 8 to 1, 5 to 2, and 7 to 4. And if you put a £1 each way, this is a Yankee. Let's get the lucky 15. I was toying with doing a Yankee or a lucky 15, but I still think lucky 15, sometimes they give you 4 times the price for a winner, so for one winner, or 5 times. So it's worth looking into. You can do many different, you could do just doubles, 6 doubles, 4 trebles, and the ACCA as well. You could do that, but I just thought I'd punched in some numbers. So for a £1 each way stakes, £30, if they all place, which I would really, barring errors, I would really fancy them all to get placed. You're going to make good profit there. But you know, if some of the non-runners, some of them don't place, you're still going to make a little bit of profit. Obviously, I'm going to have to show you what happened if the very unlikely but incredible situation did happen. If it were, you know, £3,450 and 15p, that would be amazing. I'd be getting quite excited come Friday if we had chances on that. But I hope you're good, guys. Please let me know who you fancy for all of these races. If I'm flying a kite, if you think I'm miles off with any of these, or just, yeah, if you agree. I hope you're good, guys. If you do like these videos, please like, subscribe, and take care.